In this video, I got 2 packs of smoked Atlantic salmon, and we're going to dehydrate them, make some fish jerky out of for an upcoming trip I have to Colorado. And then after that, we're going to dehydrate some eggs, and I'm going to show you how to dehydrate eggs and reconstitute them so you can cook in the woods. We're going to cut the tip of this off right there, and I'm going to cut it straight down the middle as well. Now this salmon has already come pre-sliced, so we're going to go ahead and load up this tray like that. Try to keep it from touching very much as possible. Now you can eat this stuff just the way it is. It's already smoked, it's already good to go. And it shouldn't take too long for this to dehydrate. Now that we have all the salmon loaded up on these trays, we're going to go ahead and load it into the dehydrator here. And with the salmon, you want to cook it between 145, 150 for about 7 to 10 hours. And so that'll be 4 trays. Well, really 3.5 trays. Put our lid on here. It says meat and fish, 8 to 10 hours. Everything I've read says about 7 to 10 hours. So at 145 to 150, we're going to continue going with 150. And we're going to go ahead and set this to 10 hours here. And then we're going to hit the start button. So it's going to take about 10 hours for this salmon to be ready to go. The beautiful thing about the salmon is that it's already ready to eat. It's already smoked. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to take all the liquid out of it to where it lasts longer without refrigeration. It should last 2 to 3 weeks. So I'm going on a 10-day trip. And once I put it in the vacuum sealer and vacuum seal it down, it should be perfectly fine the whole trip, and nobody should get sick or anything like that. It shouldn't spoil. So stand by, we'll be back in just a few more minutes. All right, so it's been over 10 hours now. Ooh-wee, look at that. That is cool. It should be very hard, like a chip. Let's see if you can focus on this right here. There we go. That should be hard and crispy. It should break apart, and it is done. And it's smoked. It's going to have some oil on it. You see a little sheen right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to vacuum seal all this, and then we're going to keep it in the refrigerator till we go for the trip. It should last pretty good on the trip for a couple of days, several days. But it's been smoked, and now it's been dehydrated, so we shouldn't have any problems with it spoiling while we're on our trip. When it comes to dehydrating eggs, I like to use the liquid egg whites from Sam's Club. And these things come in a little cardboard container, and kind of like your old milk containers. And it's got a little lid there and a pull tab, and you just pull that tab out, and now you're ready to pour all your eggs onto your tray. If you notice, I've already put parchment paper on these trays. So that's how we're going to be able to do the liquid. Now what would happen is we're going to pour this on here and make a little layer all the way across, and then put it in the dehydrator. And we're going to do it for all 5 of these trays, or until we run out of these 3 cartons. So let's shake it up. And let's start in the middle. It's going to run a little bit. All right, that's enough for that one. Loading the eggs in there sometimes can be tricky because your parchment paper wants to catch on the side and move and everything. So you just want to try to get it in there as best you can. Now we'll put the lid on there. Now when you're doing eggs, you want to set your temperature at 140 degrees. We got our temperature set for 140 degrees. Now you're going to do it between 8 and 10 hours. So we're going to go ahead and do it for 10 hours. And we're going to hit the start button. Now that the eggs have been dehydrated and the dehydrator has stopped, let's go ahead and pull the shelf out here and see what it looks like. All you're making here is what you call egg crystals. This is what it's done. This was a lot of liquid eggs poured in here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to collect all this dried eggs and put it in a blender and turn it into powder. That way we can use it to reconstitute. Now remember, this was 3 cartons of eggs. All right, so now that I got everything unloaded from the dehydrator, I got a cheap little blender here that we're going to load all these into. And we're just going to dump these into this blender. All right, they barely all fit in there. All right, so let's put this lid on and we're going to grind it down. All right, we're going to take our egg mixture and then we're just going to dump it into this vacuum seal bag. Just like that. Now, whenever I open this up, I'll have room to use some of it and then I'll be able to roll it up or put it in a Ziploc bag. So let's set it into our vacuum sealer. And there we go. Vacuum sealed eggs. These are egg whites. Notice how they turn a little bit yellow. All right, there you go. Now you have 3 cartons of egg whites. Now what you're going to do is you're going to use 1 tablespoon of egg powder to 3 tablespoons of water, let it reconstitute, and then cook it like you normally would a regular egg. I hope you enjoyed this series about dehydrating food. If you want to know more about beef jerky, click this video here. If you want to know more about dehydrating vegetables, click this video here. I hope to see you next time. God bless you.